Previously on Big Brother International Season 3. With Florence's safety gone, Mario tried to convince people to go against him, but was unsuccessful. As the Nominator Challenge was his one saving grace, Mario got 6th place while Florence got 1st, winning him his first Nominator Challenge this season. Florence nominated Mario as his target and Ray as a secondary target. The secret assassin, Hannah, had a different plan in mind though, as she nominated Carmen as her secret target. Although Mario was the easy vote for some, Hannah tried to convince Florence it might be better to keep Mario and evict Carmen. However, nothing changed in the end as Mario was evicted in a 3-2-1 vote. After Mario left, the eviction room lights turned red. The houseguests found out they would compete in a Nominator Challenge right away, where the winner would not simply nominate 3 people, but would instead start a chain of safety where they would save someone, and that person then saves one other person.
In the end, Carmen won the challenge, saving Florence, who then saved Hannah. With Sammy and Ray clearly on the outs going into this next round, will one of them go? Or will Pascal, Florence, and Hannah fall apart? Find out in today's episode. This is a summary and recap of Big Brother International Season 3, Episode 18. It's night 31, right after the Mario eviction and chain of safety twist where Ray, Pascal, and Sammy ended up as nominees for this next round. Hannah thanks Florence for saving her during the chain of safety. Florence tells her he always felt like Pascal would be an easier pawn than her because he's obviously a cutthroat player from his previous season. She agrees on that and reminds him they are getting so close to the finale. Ray, Sammy, and Pascal talk about the crazy twist that got the 3 of them on the chopping block. Sammy asks Pascal if he expected for Florence to save Hannah, and he says he's not bothered at all by it. Florence later joins the 3 of them and apologizes for choosing Hannah over the rest of them. Sammy says it's part of the game, but he's mostly surprised he saved Hannah over Pascal. Florence says that based on history, Pascal has won more challenges than Hannah from previous seasons, so he has more faith in Pascal winning tomorrow's safety. Pascal then leaves the room and Hannah soon enters it, joining Florence, Ray, and Sammy for a conversation. Ray and Sammy ask the 2 of them if they would consider voting out Pascal, but Florence speaks for himself and Hannah by saying there's no chance. Hannah simply nods. It's day 32, and it's time for the safety challenge. In this, the 3 nominees must swing on a swing set non-stop. The last player left swinging will win the challenge, taking themselves off the nomination block. The challenge starts, and all 3 begin swinging. After a very long time, Pascal gives in and gets 3rd place in the challenge. Ray and Sammy are the final 2 in the challenge. Sammy struggles a little bit, but stays focused. After a bit more time, Sammy then gives in and ends the challenge, leaving Ray as the winner of the safety challenge. This means either Sammy or Pascal will be heading home tonight. After the challenge, Pascal talks with Hannah about how he was hoping he could be the first ever person to win the safety challenge twice in a row. He tells her if he seems upset, she shouldn't worry because it's mostly because he lost the challenge today. Florence and Carmen discuss the vote tonight. Florence says it has to be Sammy tonight, and Carmen agrees with him, saying that's their best choice right now. Hannah and Florence later chat, and Florence lets her know it's definitely still Sammy tonight to keep their trio with Pascal strong. Hannah says she's glad he's still on board for this. Sammy talks with Ray to give him some advice going into this endgame. He tells him to work with Pascal moving forward to split Florence and Hannah, as last night became clear to him that those 2 are solidly together. Ray says it'll be tough without him, so he'll do his best to get to final 3 with Pascal and Carmen. Before the eviction, Hannah talks with Sammy for a quick minute and tells him she's considering to make a move tonight. She asks him if he and Ray will take her to final 3 if she votes Pascal tonight, and Sammy says he would surely be loyal to that deal because he would respect the 2 who save him tonight. Hannah nods and says she'll make the move tonight. Night 32. It's time for the eviction discussion. It begins with everyone congratulating Ray on his safety win. He thanks them all and says it was do or die because he knew him or Sammy would go home tonight just based on the numbers. Sammy nods in agreement and says it's evident he's going tonight because Pascal, Hannah, and Florence are working together, and Carmen is just a lost dog. Carmen makes a face in reaction to that comment and tells him to leave her name out of his mouth, because she's playing her own game that doesn't need to be judged by someone else. He tells him he can watch the tapes once he goes home as proof that she's not a quote-unquote lost dog. Pascal then turns to Sammy and tells him that his biggest issue while playing this game is how hard he plays when he doesn't have to. He brings up Sammy's move at Final 10 as he tried to flip the vote onto Carmen instead of sticking to the televote. Sammy says he knew him and Ray were never in the core of the alliance they had, so he wanted to have Telly as a possible number for him. He says that him and Florence were always the brains of the alliance. Hannah looks around to look at everyone's facial expressions, and then the voting begins. After Florence, Hannah, and Ray vote one by one, the results are in and it's time to reveal them. Either Sammy or Pascal will be the next to leave, and the vote is 2-1. With 2 votes, the next houseguest to leave the BBI house is Pascal. Sammy immediately looks at the couch people in shock, and Pascal smiles and states how good they got him. Ray makes a surprised facial expression while Carmen looks dead ahead, annoyed by this blindside. Pascal goes to hug Hannah and wishes her luck. He then goes to hug Florence and tells him he made a good play, but Florence whispers to him it wasn't even him who made the move. Pascal doesn't comment and goes to hug the rest. He heads out of the room, leaving Florence and Carmen as the 2 blindsided by the vote. See you all for episode 19.
Next time on Big Brother International, only 5 remain in the game, and 2 of them will go home next. Which 3 will make it to finale night, eligible for audience vote? Find out next episode on Wednesday, where 2 rounds of the game occur in one single episode.
Pascal's final thoughts. Pascal cannot believe he made it so far into the game despite being named the best player there ever was since BBI Season 2. He's glad he got into an early alliance with Florence and later got into a solid core with him and Hannah. He made big moves along the way and got to enjoy the experience. He says that to whoever voted him out tonight, whether it was Hannah or Florence, they made the right move because he was so close to winning the whole thing.